Good afternoon, and welcome to Orion Outreach. It may be the morning also when you're watching this. I am absolutely thrilled today to be here with gentlemen from the VFW. We have Randy Stetson, the chairman for Post 334 and the Buddy Poppy program. We have Bob Mahan. He is the junior vice chairman and membership chairman of VFW Post 334. And on my far is Chuck Haskin, the quartermaster of VFW Post 334. Right. You probably thought I was going to say 334, didn't you?
Yeah, 334.
I know.
Yes.
I like big numbers like 300s.
Oh.
So I have one of these beautiful poppies, and this is what we're going to talk about today.
Right.
I love this because it always reminds me of the poem about Flanders Field.
Absolutely, you got that right.
Yes.
You know.
I do know. Yes, I actually said the poem to myself this morning, and now I can't recall one word of it.
Yeah. It's kind of a long poem.
It
Yes,
is,
it's
but the beginning is beautiful.
Yes.
One of you knows it.
So,
Yes. Anyway, so please tell me about this year, 2019, Buddy Poppy program.
well, this year the Buddy Poppies will be starting out in May. Actually, we'll be doing it the first 3 weekends in May. We'll be starting that, and we'll have a lot of men at different locations. They'll be asking for donations, and if you see one, if you have it within your heart, give them a donation.
Okay. Will you be out on the streets, or will you
We'll be out
in
on some of
grocery
the
stores?
streets, but mostly there'll be a lot of buildings and different outlets that we do.
Good. In the Lake Orion and
It'll be
Oxford?
basically in Oakland Township. Orion Township, basically.
Wonderful. You have a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, there is quite a bit. So and we do a lot. I mean, we're all over the place. So, and we're really strong on it. We really, because it's our main event.
This
It's
is your
our
main event for the
of the year. This
Okay.
is where all the money comes from that we can help all of our members and our disabled veterans and all that. So.
Okay. So give me just a couple ideas of how the money is spread around to help
The
people.
money is spread around. We have an orphanage in Eaton Rapids, Grand Rapids, and that's where a lot of the money goes for the orphanage of our war dead that takes care of their children and their widows. And it's basically a city within a city. It's huge.
I had no idea there was an orphanage.
Yeah, it's right here. It's the national home. So it represents the state of the whole United States.
Okay.
So,
That is very good to know.
yeah.
Okay. And so the dates are 3 weekends in May,
The 3 weekends in May is when we do it.
beginning with the first weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And you'll be in all the locations all the way during the week or just the weekends?
Just the weekends, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell me some more about the other places besides the orphanage.
Well, we give a lot of money to the War Memorial, which is in Lake Orion there. I don't know if you're
Beautiful.
familiar with that
Very
one or not.
familiar. Yes.
We do that a lot. We give a lot of money out to the young Marines. We have them. We sponsor them, and we're very proud of them. We've had some of our young Marines that actually have gone to the war in Washington, the unknown soldier, and presented a wreath. Not just once, but 3 times.
Beautiful.
So we're very proud of that.
Last year, I ran the 5K.
Oh, did you?
I
Wow.
did. I was second to last. But, you know,
Well, I would have been
finished.
last.
Oh, could you guys, if you do it again this year, make sure it's not 90 degrees?
Oh, it wasn't so
It
hot.
was
I remember.
so-
They're going to
Yeah.
move it up a little earlier in the
Yeah,
morning.
it was
Oh, I'm so
terrible.
glad.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
terrible. Yeah. Oh my
It was
God.
really awful. I walked.
Oh,
I didn't run.
That's a good idea.
It's
So,
still, but around
yeah, plenty
Heights
of
Road.
water. so-
That's an awesome event, and it's a wonderful cause. And if you can walk, go ahead and walk. We had a lot of people participate.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So, Bob, what would you like to say today?
What would I like to say today? Well, I'm glad I'm a part of this Poppy celebration. It gives us a chance to give back to our communities. You know, we've given to our food bank in Oxford. We're supplied a shelf there for the needy.
Oh, you have
there
a
this
shelf
year.
for fish.
Yeah, we have a shelf for fish
Wonderful.
this year. We had the Patriot Pin. I know you said you were a part of that when you were growing up. You know,
Yes, I will tell you about that.
Wow.
It was a contest, a writing contest, and I think my theme was what it meant to be an American. this was just a few years ago, maybe over 25 years. So it's wonderful to know. And it's for high schoolers, if I recall.
Yes, it's 9 through 12, and they're sponsored through, we go to each school, and anybody that puts in, you know, if there's a single participant from that school, they win that part of it. And we encourage everyone. We also have an art contest that we have people that put in for one this year from Clarkson, some friends of mine. Their daughters are artistic, a lot better than I am.
Is it paintings or is
Yes,
it?
yes.
Wonderful.
Yes. She did a wonderful painting of the flag with a reflection off of a lake. With, you know, they had a picnic table there with apple pie and a fisherman in the background and an eagle flying through the sky.
Beautiful.
There's a real nice watercolor.
Does it happen to be in your newsletter?
No, it'll probably be in the next one.
Okay. How do you get a copy of this?
How do you get a copy of that?
Yes.
You ask me, and I will get you one.
Could I please have a copy of this next time?
Sure.
I would
sure.
love this. Yes.
Matter of fact, you can probably have that one, and we'll replace whoever doesn't have that one.
Okay.
Someone
I would
else.
love to get a copy
Sure.
of this.
We'll make sure you have a current one.
Yes,
Yes.
that would be wonderful.
That is
I mean,
correct.
we see the Poppies once a year come around to, have donations, but I certainly would like to know what happens. So I'm going to give you the honor today. I want you to tell me the history of the VFW.
History of the VFW.
We all know, I mean, most everybody knows it's Veterans of Foreign Wars.
Right.
When did it start? Approximately.
The first VFW was pulled together after World War I.
Okay.
And it was the same time the Poppy program came about too.
Okay, I was going to
And,
ask that.
yeah,
How soon after?
And they both came along together. But the Veterans of Foreign Wars was originally got together for everybody from World War II coming back from overseas. And at that time, there wasn't really any benefits for the veterans as they're coming through. So the VFW got together and with other veterans organizations at the time and started going to Congress and developing veterans, now which we have our VA today, the Veterans Administration, that supports our veterans.
So
And
that was an outcome from the Veterans of Foreign Wars beginning?
Yes, yes.
Wonderful.
For it's a lot of the benefits that we get today is for the work that they've done before. It's really with the motto at the VA, we honor our dead by helping the living. So we not only take our donations that we get from our Poppies, which is our only generation of funds that we actually get from the VFW, is our Poppy donations. We take that money and we give it out to needy veterans. We give it out to active duty people through the use of, we have 2 events during the year for packing with the Women Marines over in Romeo. And we just had it 2 weeks ago. We sent over 200 packages overseas. At Christmas time, we sent over 600 packages for Christmas presents to overseas troops.
Do you invite other service organizations to help you pack things?
Absolutely.
Oh, good.
Everybody's
I know those
invited.
Rotarians here in Lake Orion.
Yep.
few other groups.
Everybody's invited, and we have
Wonderful.
an excellent turnout. Excellent turnout. But what the Post does, they go out and help with the freight because it's very expensive. The boxes they send.
Yes, it
it's
is.
$18 a box, a little bit over more, $18 a box to send it. So we donate $500 for that, and we also donate $500 in food. Then we work with local dentists and stuff to start donating some different things. We take over their toothbrushes, toothpaste, and we send that over to their troops. The other things that the VFW gets involved in, Bob had mentioned the fish program. We had heard about that new fantastic building of theirs just opened up in 24.
It's beautiful.
Everybody's going down the road thinking it was a fish store. So we thought we could investigate that a little bit. And here a couple of months ago with your organization, we decided to, right after the fish drive they had this past fall, and we picked one of the shelves in the first ream that got me out. I think it was a spaghetti shelf for 1 year. See how that works out and see what we'll do in the future for that.
Wonderful. Yes.
But at Thanksgiving and at Christmas time, we get with local churches and that and find needy families, veteran families. And last Thanksgiving, I think we had 55 families in the
I believe so, yeah.
Lake Orion,
Yeah.
Oxford area that needed help. We supplied it with Wheels on Mules in Oxford to go out there for Thanksgiving and give some packages out. Same thing with Christmas this year, they did that. There's an organization in Oakland County called the Oakland County Veterans Office in Pontiac, and they get a lot of veteran families comes in looking for needy, and so they kind of know where the needy people are around. And they gave us 10 names of families that we're going to have a Christmas last year. So between us and our auxiliary, we put packages and they give us the ages of the kids and the sex of the kids, so they could go out and do shopping and give everything
Wonderful.
for the children.
So for anybody who doesn't know, there's an arm of the VFW called the Ladies Auxiliary.
Yes.
And in your own 334th Division, how many members do you have?
And right now we have 156.
Wow.
And it's not the Ladies Auxiliary anymore. It's called the Auxiliary.
It's called the Auxiliary.
The Auxiliary.
Oh,
'cause
we are now.
We now have quite a few spouses of female veterans that belong to the Auxiliary.
Oh, pardon me for
Yes.
my faux pas.
And also, my daughter can belong to the Auxiliary. Why shouldn't my son be able to
Absolutely.
join? So
Yes.
they changed their name about 2 years ago, and now I think with our Auxiliary, we've got about 10 male members, the rest are female. And
Wonderful.
I can't remember the count of them, but they're around 100, I would believe, in there.
That's a huge organization.
But
Yes.
our main focus is helping veterans and or helping the community. And so Fish was one way, and Wheels on Meals. Other things we do is both Oxford and Lake Orion have nice programs for the senior all-night parties. So we donate $500 to each one of those to make sure it's a good party for the seniors and be
As a
safe.
matter of
on
fact,
New
I'm
Year's.
actually involved in it this year. I have a senior.
Ah,
I
very
decorated the showcase.
Wow.
So I'll make sure we get your sponsorship in there.
Oh,
you
Yes.
will.
it's
Definitely
usually right at
will.
the top. Yes.
Yeah, I get involved in a lot of stuff. So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Which branch of the military were you?
I was in the Army, a cavalry unit.
Okay.
Air assault.
And
I was in the Navy.
Okay.
I was in the Army Military Police,
Okay. An MP.
MP.
Well, if
With
you
an
don't
M-
behave yourself, he'll arrest you.
Okay. I think I'll be okay.
Okay.
We're all Vietnam veterans.
All Vietnam.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Oh, yes.
All right. Thank you. I lose track of time, so. Yes. Well, first of all, thank you very much for your service.
Well, thank you.
And I have a silly question. Do you ever argue about the Navy and the Air Force and the Army, who was the best?
We're always doing something.
Oh, are you?
We
'Cause, you
irritate
know.
each other all the time. So.
Yeah.
Anytime
Especially
we
this
can-
guy here.
anytime
I
we
know
can get
Navy
in-
people.
Well,
They
most
just
of them
think
Marines,
they're just amazing.
Oh yeah,
Most
of the Marines.
get after
The Marines are all
Marines.
crazy, you know that.
Right. But,
we know that.
They know that, so I can say it because they all know they're crazy.
Yeah. But they're good. They're good.
But we-
Oh, you guys are all amazing.
Right.
Yes.
well, we have our meetings, the VFW Post meeting for 334 up at Lake Point Community Church on Drainer Road in Oxford.
And how often?
We meet once a month on the second Tuesday. We have a light meal at 6 o'clock, then we have our meeting starting at 7. But also what we do is down the Lake Orion McDonald's during the week, we have anywhere from 2 to maybe 30 veterans show up and have coffee every morning down there. And
Every morning?
every
Just
morning.
about every morning. We have it in the back area.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
what
mostly
time?
dedicated to us. From what, 9 o'clock?
No, it starts about 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
And until about 10 o'clock. And,
I did not know that. I have a really good friend who goes there often.
Oh.
yep.
So you don't wear your uniforms, you just come like
We just come
civilians?
there
a lot of
and
them wear
sit
their
down and
covers.
Hey,
or
One
fun.
veteran-
I'm going to come by and visit you guys one day.
Sure.
That's one of the key things what the VFW does. It lets veterans talk to each other because things we experience, are, like my wife doesn't know what I experienced while I was over in Vietnam versus my comrades here. They do know.
Yes.
And so we discuss a lot of things and get things off our chest. And
So do any of you happen to know about the book called Tribe? It's
Tribe, no.
recent. And I read a lot, but it was absolutely fascinating. And it talked about all of the issues that happen when veterans come back and the difficulties they face. And one of them is that you miss your tribe that you were a big part of. They were your
yeah.
life.
Yeah, your
they were
team.
your family.
Camaraderie.
Sebastian Younger is the gentleman who wrote it. Sebastian Younger with a J, J-U-N-G-R. I read the book and it gave me a whole new appreciation for veterans because that camaraderie. So even meeting every day at McDonald's at 8 o'clock, your tribe is still all together.
Right. Which brings up a good point, because when you go in the military, they teach you how to go fight a war. But when you get out of the service, they don't teach you how to become a civilian again. And for a lot of those veterans, they have a lot of troubles adjusting back into society. To the point here, for unfortunately too many years, we've been averaging 22 veterans a day commit suicide.
Oh.
This is for the people coming back current, and could be Vietnam vets.
Across the country?
Across the country. It's national average.
22 a day?
22 a day.
Yeah.
This is a terrible statistic.
It is.
I am so sorry.
And another bad statistic that's out there is with the homeless out on the streets. About 65% of the homeless are ex-veterans that living under the viaducts, living under bridges and things like that, or just living on the streets across the country.
Wow.
So the Veterans Administration, with the support of the VFW, is doing whatever they can to try to get the veterans, give them the training and that, and get them off the streets and get them training, become part of society again.
Right.
But,
so in a perfect world, Bob, I'm going to ask this. Let's say that you had a champion somewhere high up. What would you tell him is the absolute #1 priority?
A champion right up, like at the White House.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a great spot.
Yeah,
I'd tell him
that'd be high enough up.
I'd tell him we need to get the veterans' health care under control. Go to the private health clinics or whatever, not have to go to the VA hospital. I go to one in Pontiac, and I love going to that one, better than going to Ann Arbor or down in Detroit, but sometimes you have to go. Yeah, we need a constant vigilance on this to keep up with it. It's too often that we go to a war, and when we come home we start forgetting about the veterans, and there's a lot of need. And it's not just the men like us. That there's a lot of women out there. We have active members that are veterans. We just got a new one that lives here in Lake Orion. She was in the Army and she was in the reserves for a while. Then she got called up, and now she was in. I guess I'm told she was in something to do with the products, getting things out to the troops.
Supplies.
Supplies, yeah. And now she's a PA. So she's stepped up and trying to do, it's giving back. That's what we're about. We're about giving back to wherever we can. If that's helping somebody that's, less fortunate than you or whatever, or getting somebody else involved. I was up in northern Michigan. I stopped at this one place, and this guy, he's there, and he had a Vietnam hat on. I asked him, of course, if he's a veteran. He said, yeah. I said, well, do you know your benefits that you can get? Oh, I don't know about it. I said, let me tell you, I can give you a book right here now, a pamphlet, that'll give you all the different benefits you have just here in the state, and this is a start. Well, how's your hearing? Well, I don't know. So you can get free hearing aids. You can get free glasses.
They just don't know.
Basic need. They don't know.
How would someone? Is there a website you can find this information? You have a booklet. Is it available through a VFW?
I would imagine
Post?
it is.
Yeah.
The Veterans Administration has information on their websites. I had mentioned earlier, the Oakland County Veterans Office, they also have information.
Have some, yes.
But every VFW post has what they call a service officer, and their function is to be the bridge between the VA and the people of our post.
Okay.
So if anybody ever has questions, they call our service officer, and our service officer will work with them, getting them to the right place to get the right information.
Okay. I want to ask you about some upcoming events.
Oh, absolutely. We've got a very, very busy summer coming ahead of us.
Okay.
Starting actually tomorrow, over at the Friendship Park, they have the dedication of the new baseball field for disabled children.
Oh, that's tomorrow already.
Yeah, 4 o'clock tomorrow, and everybody's welcome to come over and join us for there.
We gave a large donation to that too.
We gave, I believe, $3,000 or $4,000 for that field there.
Yeah.
But after that was a couple of years ago, and they're finally getting ready to start building that. So hopefully we have something this summer. On April 27th, up at Great Lakes National Cemetery, they have what they call headstone cleaning. That you can drive up there, register at 9:30, and it lasts till it's done. But there is 40,000 headstones up there that we do a spring cleaning and we do a fall cleaning.
Wow.
And you bring your own bucket, 5-gallon bucket, and bring a broom, with a handle on the end of it, so you don't hurt your back. And you just wash them with water and get all the dew and everything else.
And you'll take volunteers.
We'll take all kinds of volunteers,
Right.
because the more volunteers we have, the quicker it gets done.
Wonderful.
So,
April 27th.
April 27th.
How does
starting-
somebody find out how to do that?
Pardon me?
How do you get people to know to come help you?
By saying things at shows like this. Also, we have a website, our Facebook site, that
Good.
we turn around, put all the events that's coming up there, so they can go there.
And they'll put a link to the Facebook page right on this show,
Thank
That'd
you.
be nice.
and a
Great.
link to your website.
Yep. And the National Cemetery also has a website out there. It talks about all the events that they do up there. Because the next event up there at the National Cemetery will be on Memorial Day. Well, I'll take that back. It's the Friday, 24th of May
Okay.
at 5 o'clock in the evening. All 40,000 headstones get a flag placed in front of them for Memorial Day. And that's another one that, based on how many people get there, it gets done very quickly, or it gets a very, very long night, because we start at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
And but that is an amazing place. Once you see all these flags set up there
it's
for Memorial,
amazing.
Oh, I
just
bet it's
amazing.
absolutely
Unbelievable
beautiful.
what you see.
Then to round out the National Cemetery on Veterans Day itself, they're going to have a Memorial Day ceremony up there, and it'll be at 11 p.m. down in inside the
11
cemetery.
a.m. or 11?
11 a.m.
Okay.
11 a.m. Let's see. Also on Memorial Day, which is the 27th, starting in the mornings at 10 o'clock in Lake Orion and 10 o'clock in Oxford, they'll have their Memorial Day parades. And at 1:30 down the Lake Orion Veteran Memorial, they'll have the Memorial Day ceremony there. Sometime during the early morning, they also have the 5K run, which I believe is going to start around 6 a.m. this year, because last year was so warm.
It
that
was
they're
90.
going to try to do it in an
Yes.
earlier time.
That would be very helpful.
And the memorial will be putting out information on that shortly. And I know they just met on last week and getting the layout and how they're going to do all that down. So hopefully we'll get some good news on what they're going to be doing for Memorial Day. On May 28th at 5 o'clock, again, up at Great Lakes National Cemetery, we go back and pick up all those flags we put out 2 weeks earlier.
Because you can't
So
leave
they-
them out there.
No, it's kind of hard to cut the grass with the flags all out there. So they go get all of those. In July 20th, 2019, over in our sister city, Leonard, Michigan, they have the Strawberry Festival. And our VFW Post marches in the parade, but we also set up a table down in the middle where we sell our wares, get donations and all kinds. But we always have a good time at the Strawberry and Leonard. Then coming after Leonard, in August, it was August 3rd, we have the Lone Ranger Parade
Yes.
down in Oxford.
That's getting bigger
And you
and
march
bigger.
in that too?
We
Yes.
march
Yes.
in there and part of the parade, but we also over on Burdick Street, on East Burdick Street, we'll have a table set up there where we're looking out, getting new membership, and also selling our wares, trying to get donations and do all that
Okay.
stuff.
About new membership, if someone would like to join, how do they go about that?
I'll turn that over to Bob.
Bobby?
Okay.
Well, first thing you do, you're going to come in and talk to us, and we have an application you fill out. We look see if you qualify for VFW or our auxiliary.
Okay.
You can qualify for auxiliary and not qualify for our VFW. Then we'll take your DD 214 and qualify that you are a veteran of specific.
You'll be
engagements.
investigated, basically.
Be investigated with our committee, and then you just we send it in to the state, and the state will issue you a card, and we'll send you back a welcome letter inviting you out to our post for our meetings and such, so that we get to know you. You get there, you won't just come in unknown. I mean, our committee will meet you there and talk to you, tell you what our meeting is about, and meet some of the older veterans. We still have World War II veterans there.
Oh, you do?
We have we have
very
Korean.
proud of them.
Yeah, I think they're here. I think last time we had maybe 5 left here when we had the celebration here for Pearl Harbor Day. We had the veterans of World War II there. So that's basically it. That's how you can get in. Basically, if you see a VFW member, ask him, and you need some information. We're all about educating.
Any of us you can ask.
Right.
He's our membership guy.
Okay,
It's a job everybody-
wonderful.
But the big thing for the VFW is the qualifications to be there. You have to have basically boots on the ground or in the air, be involved in a foreign war.
Okay.
In a combat
If
situation.
you were in the service and purely you were in the United States, you can get involved in other veteran organizations, but not the Veterans of Foreign Wars. So we go with our name, and that's how we get our membership.
Wonderful. Good to know. Okay. Well, it has absolutely been a pleasure. Would you like to add anything else?
No, all I can say is that the last thing, if you see us out there on the road or at a building or whatever,
Yes.
and you see a young man or an older guy, a World War II guy or a gal, and they're holding those poppies, it's so important. It's so important. It goes to too many things that supports these veterans. So if you have it within your heart again, give them a donation.
Okay. I am so glad. I did not know this was your only fundraiser, and it goes to so many different things. So, people, I need you to get out there and get 100 poppies each. Is that going to work? Okay. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you
Okay.
for having us.
Thank you.
And that will be the end of today's Orion Outreach. And I thank all of my guests, Randy, Bob, and Chuck, for being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
you.
for your service.